Alright, so we are going to go on to this lesson, okay? Solve for unknown angles. So the first thing is the opening exercise. And it says, determine the measure of the missing angle in each diagram. Okay? So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So let's see. The measure of angle X right here, okay? Well, what concept am I going to use? I'm going to use the concept of vertical angles. I know that vertical angles are equal in measure, so this is going to be 36. Okay, now let's go on to the next one. B. This is what we call a linear pair. You already know that. And a linear pair share the same adjacent point. Okay, these angles are adjacent. They share the same vertex. So they equal 180. So if this is 121, then y has to be 59 degrees. Next. All right. So now here, what do you notice? I think I gave you this problem as an extra credit before. So let's figure it out. So angles, okay, at a point sum to 360 degrees. And it's funny because one of my students was saying, yo, Bex, I don't understand, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Like, I don't get it. And I said, keep doing that, keep doing that. And he said, and I asked him, what are you doing? And he said, what do you mean? What motion you moving on to? He said, I'm moving in a circle. So exactly. So he said, oh my God, yeah, 360 degrees, perfect. All right, so then if this is 82 and this is 172, then this one must be 106. Okay, add them up and subtract them from 360 and you get it. All right, so what facts about angles did you use? Easy. So I used the fact that I know about vertical angles on the first problem. Then I use the fact that I know about linear pairs from supplementary angles. And then I also use the fact that, or the concept that angles, okay, at a point sum to 360 degrees. They add up to 360 degrees. And that's it. Okay, so let's move on. Alright. So, I'm gonna have to zoom out. And I have to see the whole thing. Okay, there you go. Two angles, AOC and COB, okay, that have a common side OC are what? If angles have a common side, okay, the angles have to be adjacent. Adjacent angles. Alright? Now, if C belongs to the interior of AOB, oh, sorry, that was the answer. Alright, the sum of angles on a straight line is 180. Yeah, I know that. Well, and two such angles are called a linear pair. Two angles are called supplementary if the sum of their measures is, okay, what? Oh, I know. 180, correct? Okay. Two angles are called complementary if the sum of their measure is 90 degrees. Okay. I get it. Now, describing angles as supplementary or complementary refers only to the measure of their angles. The position of the angles, or whether the pair of angles is adjacent to each other, is not part of the definition. Okay, so the position, all right, or whether they're adjacent is not part of the definition. I'll be right back. There's a noise right here. All right, I took care of that. Now, let's move on to the next page. Okay, so in the figure, line segment AD is drawn, and they ask me to find the measure of DCE. All right. So what do I know? This is 72. This is a right angle, and now they want me to find DCE. So what do you think is the measure of DCE? Well, you know that linear pairs add up to what? Right, 180. So then this angle right here must be 18 degrees. Okay, let's move on. All right, what does it say here? It says, why is this so dark? Let me see. No. Forget it. All right. So the total measure of adjacent angles around a point is what? Around a point? Remember? Oh, 360? Okay. So it's 360 degrees. Now find a measure of HKI. Well, hello. I got 133, 147, so the measure of K must be what? 80, there you go. So the measure of K is 80. Hopefully you can see that. All right. Next one. Vertical angles have what? Right. Equal. Uh-oh. I hope I can finish this. All right. Two angles are vertical if their sides form opposite rays. Yes, we know that. What do you mean their sides form opposite rays? Hello, opposite rays. This is one and this is another one. This is one and this is another one. So this side of this angle right here are opposite rays of this and this side. All right, so what do they want? Find a measure of TRV. TRV. Okay, it's not 520, it's 52. Okay, the next. It says find a measure of each label angle. Give a reason for your solution. All right, so let's take a look at these angles right here. Let me see. So you got it? All right. So angle A. So this is 145. So this is 35, right? For the next one, they want me to find C, B, and D. Sure. So what is C? C has to be 40. Okay. Then B has to be 140 because it's a linear pair. So they are supplementary. And B and D are vertical angles, so that's 140. Okay? Next. Okay, angles at a point form 300 add up to 360 degrees. So you got 117 and 146. So what should be the measure? Right. 97. All right, so here we go now. So we said that angle A was 35 degrees. We said that angle B, okay, was 140. We said that angle C was 40. We said that angle D was 140. We said that angle E was 97. Cool? Okay, so now let's write the reasons why. So here, this is a linear pair. So we write linear pairs form supplementary angles. Linear pair forms supplementary angles. Okay, here. Once again, the measure of B is 140 based on the 40 that we had here. So the same definition applies. Linear pairs form supplementary angles. So the same thing you write on the second row. Now, C. For C, to find a measure of C, right, we looked at this 40 and we know that vertical angles have the same measure. So you could write vertical angles, okay, are equal in measure. Vertical angles are equal in measure. For D, okay, for this D, we could write either vertical angles, or we could write, okay, a linear pair of angles are supplementary, meaning that they add up to 180. And for E, okay, all we have to remember is that angles at a point, angles at a point add up to 360 degrees. All right, so here we go. Let's do the next exercise. So right here it says, I'm not gonna put the whole thing for you, I'm just gonna tell you what it says. So it says, find the measure of each marked angle. Sure. So we're gonna find the measure of each marked angle. So what is the measure of angle A? Right, because that's a linear pair. Now for number 2, what is the measure of B? Oh, and by the way, here, remember, linear pairs form supplementary angles. That's what you write over here. Here, well, you have more than one angle sharing the same vertex. That means that these are consecutive angles. Sorry, consecutive angles. So what you're gonna write here is consecutive adjacent angles on a line sum to 180. Look, consecutive adjacent angles on a line, okay, sum S-U-M to 180 degrees. All right, so the measure of B, that's easy. Right. 47 degrees. All right, now let's go on to the next page. Okay, right away I know that these are consecutive angles, so you already know that that's going to be your answer. All right, now what's the measure of angle C? Right, 14. Okay, let's move on. Let's continue with the next ones. All right, once again, look, 1, 2, 3 on the same vertex, they're consecutive. So what's the measure of DD? And look at this, it seems that they're going to be congruent because they both D. So what is it? Okay. All right, the measure of G. Angles at a point add up to, or sum to, right, 360, 91, 91, 91. So you got, I don't know. Okay. All right, 29. Let's move on to the next one. Oh my God. This is not fun anymore. Alright, so you're supposed to show all the work. So, how am I gonna do that? Well, these angles are at a point, right? And what do I know? That they add up to 360 degrees. So how am I gonna set this up? Easy. So I'm gonna say that 2x, okay, plus 35 plus x plus 85 add up to equal 360. 2x plus 35, okay, plus x plus 85 Okay, add up to 360. All right, so now add the like terms equal to 360 and see what you get. Subtract 3x from both sides and you get what? I mean subtract 3x. Que bruto. Subtract 120 from both sides. Okay. Now divide by 3 and x is 80. That's showing my work right there. I don't need to go subtract on both sides and do this and they cancel out. No. So x is 80. Alright, remember you gotta show all the work, therefore you have to know the concepts. Let's move on to the next problem. Alright, here I'm supposed to find the value of x and the value of y. I have no idea how to do it, or maybe I do. Alright, so what do we know about this? Well, we know that these are linear pairs, correct? And we know that we have vertical angles, and we also know that angles at a point right here, they all add up to 360 degrees, right? Okay then, so I'm not gonna go and say, oh yeah, or maybe I should. How am I gonna, okay, this is equal to 180. All right, let me try this first, okay? So y plus x, okay, and plus, right, y minus x, right, add up to 180 degrees. I hope I'm correct. All right, so let me add the like term. So y plus y is 2y. Okay, x plus negative x, or x minus x, is 0. So, wow, is this correct? Okay, so I'm gonna divide by 2 and y becomes 90. Okay, just because y is 90 doesn't mean that this is a right angle. Remember, this is y plus x. So y is 90. Okay. So now I can do what? 2 times y is 90. So this is 90 plus x. I don't know what this is. So what I'm going to do now is, I don't know. Let me see now. These two will add up to, oh, of course, bruto. Let me zoom out. So look, knowing that y is 90, I no longer have to write y. I could just write 90. All right, so y 90. If y is 90 and this is 90, then what would this value be? It cannot be 0, because then 2 times 0 is 0, and this needs to have some value. It's okay. We know that this is also 180, correct? These two is 180. So look at what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna write 2x, which is this angle, plus, and then instead of writing y plus x, I'm gonna write 90 plus x, and that should equal to 180 degrees. Okay, this angle plus this angle. So because a linear pair adds up to 180. All right, so add the like term. So x and x, that's 3x plus 90, right? Equals 180. Subtract 90 from both sides and you get 3x equals 90. Divide by 3 on both sides and you get x. If you divide 90 by 3, you get 30. So x is 30 and y is 90. Okay? And that's how you do it. Okie dokie. Another way that you could have done it was put x plus y in here and just add everything up, okay? Replace this with 90s and add all of this and equal them to 360. All right? Okay. Wow, I'm talking and I couldn't see it on the camera. What I said was you could replace this angle with y plus x, but instead of y put 90, add them all up and equal them to 360. That's what I said. Okay. Here, what concept can I use? Well, I know vertical angles are equal in measure, and I also know that consecutive adjacent angles, okay, on a line sum to 180. So then, figure out what this is. This is a right angle. We already know that. Therefore, this is also a right angle because this is a straight line. A straight line has 180 degrees. Okay. Now what? Then this is also 90. Because, look, vertical angles are congruent. Oh, okay. So then this angle, and this angle should equal 180 because this is a straight line. Do you understand what I'm saying? So then I could do 4x minus 10 plus, this is 90, right? Plus 90 plus x equals 180, which is the whole thing. Or, since I already know that this is 90 degrees, I could say that 4x minus 10 plus x equals what? 90, of course. I don't have to equal the whole, I don't have to add them all up and equal them to 180 because I already have 90 right here. So that means that the sum of these two is 90 because the whole thing is 180. So I'm just going to add these two and equal them to 90. Okay? So I have 4x minus 10 plus the x, which is the other angle, okay, equaling to 90. As I said before, I could add them all up and equal them to 180 if I wanted to. Alright, so 5x minus 10 equals 90. Add 10 to both sides and you get 5x equals 100. Divide by 5 and you get x equals 20 and x equals 20. Alright, so in the next problems, I'm not gonna be showing as much work as I did right now. I'm just gonna tell you what happens. So let's see now. Here I need to find x and y. So we need to be careful on what do we add and what do we equal to each other. So I know that y is equal to 3x minus plus 6, right? Am I correct? Correct. Okay then. Now watch this. If y is equal to 3x plus 6, if I actually try to equal them to each other, I'm not going to be able to find an answer for a letter because I have two letters. But what if I was to just replace y with 3x plus 6 since they're vertical angles and they are congruent? You understand what I'm saying? Okay then. So now look at what I have. Line segment CD is this, and that. Oh, and if I add them all up, I'm gonna get 180. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So x minus 10 plus, instead of y, since I already know that y is the same thing as 3x plus 6, that's what I write, plus x minus 11. And that should equals 180 degrees. Now we combine like terms, so we get x, 3x, that's 4x, that's 5x. Negative 10, negative 4, negative 4, negative 15, okay, minus 15. I hope I'm right. Let's see, 21 plus 60, 50, okay. 180. So now I'm gonna add, okay, 15 to both sides, and I get x equals 195. Okay. I'm I'm getting worse by the minute. Alright, so now I divide by 5 and I find the value of x, which is 39. So x here is 39. Okay, and now, what are you going to do? What are you doing? Okay. I was mad because you were playing with the bag. You just had to take everything out and then that's it. Alright, so now, guess what? I'm gonna replace, this is y, correct? Sorry, this is y, 3x plus 6. So all I gotta do is multiply, okay, substitute this into 3x plus 6, and I will find the value of this angle. And if I find the value of this angle, then it's the same as this one. Got it? So substitute 39 into this and you'll figure it out. Pretty good. 122. Okay, you gotta show the work. Alright, let's move on. This is a long lesson. Alright, now I gotta find the value of x and the value of y. Okay, I can do that. So what do I know? Well, I know that consecutive angles here add up to 180, right? So I could just add 2 over 5x plus 90 plus 3 over 4x minus 2 and equal them to 180. Or since I already know that this is 90, then I know that the sum of these two angles is also 90. Okay? So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go with the full 180. I'm just gonna go with this and this being 90. So let's see now. This plus this equals 90. So 2 over 5x plus 3 over 4x minus 2 equals 180 degrees. Okay, so what else now? Well, do I have distributive property? No. Do I have fractions? Yes. Mwah. Love you, puppy. Okay, so the common denominator here is 20. So I'm going to multiply the whole equation by 20. Okay, so now let's see what happens. You know what happens when you multiply a fraction by a number. You multiply by the top and you divide by the bottom. Or divide by the bottom and multiply by the top. It's the same thing I just said. So 20 times 2 is 40. 40 divided by 5 is 8. Or you could say 20 divided by 5 is 4. Times 2, 8. So anyway, so this turns into 8x, okay? 20 divided by 4 is 5 times 3, 15x. Okay, and then 20, well, there's nothing to divide by. So 20 times 2 is 40. I mean, you could say divided by 1, but really you don't want to say that. So minus 40 equals 180. So that turns into a nice equation. Now let's add the like terms. So 8 plus 15 is 23. X minus 40 equals 180. Add 40 to both sides and you get, I'm gonna actually do it over here. So you get 23x. Okay, how do I do this? Continue, right? That's what I'm gonna do. Or you could just do an arrow here. All right, so I have 23x equals to 220, because 180 plus 40 is 220. Okay, then now I gotta divide by 23. So what is that? Okay, what is it that I did wrong over here? 2 over 5x plus 3 over 4x minus 2. Que estúpido. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I messed up big time. And hopefully if you caught my mistake, it's good. I'm not adding all three angles. I took away the 90 from the 180. So that means that this is not 180. This is 90. Okay? And another mistake that I made, I forgot to multiply by 90. So 20 times 90 is what? 1800. You see that? Huh. Yeah. And then I gotta add 40 to 1800. So what is 40 plus 1800? Or 1800 plus 40? That's 1840. That's 1840. Okay? That's the only mistake. Then everything else is correct. So now I move on and I say 23x equals, okay, 1840. So that is what I'm going to divide by 23. So please divide it by 23 and tell me what you get. Right, x is 80. And now that I have x, okay, how can I find y? Okay, so x is 80. How am I gonna find y? I really don't know. Wait, this line is 180. This is already, okay, what is the value of here? The value here is 3/4 of x minus 2. That means 3/4 of 80. How? Well, let's see. What's 3/4 of 80? Remember, 80 times 3 divided by 4, or 80 divided by 4 times 3. I'm going to do the division first because it's easier. 80 divided by 4 is 2, so 80 divided by 4 is 20. 20 times 3 is 60. So 3/4 of x is 60. Minus 2, this is 58. Correct? Now, if that is 58, then you know that this plus this is 180. So 58, that means that y has to be 122. It's kind of hard, right? But you know what? It's good. All right. Y is 122. All right. So here I'm just going to tell you what to do. You do it on your own. Okay. So let's see now. Vertical angles. So right here, this angle is 68. I hope you can see it. If not, I'm going to have to zoom in a little bit. All right. Wow, I cannot see it. Okay, now I can see better. 68. So this is 30. That means that this has to be 38. Right? So this number is 38. So 4x minus 2 is 38. So what number minus 2 is 38? 40. So here it has to be 40. So what 4 times what is 40? 10. So right there x is 10. Ha ha ha. I hope you understood what I just did. Otherwise, you're gonna have to use the whole equation thingy. If you don't understand how I got the 10, rewind it. And if you still don't understand, then set up the equation. And how are you gonna set up the equation? Easy. 68 equals to these two angles. Sorry. I gotta take this phone call, okay? So, and anyway, in the meantime, figure out what the value of y is. Decime. No, ¿cómo que nos vemos? Te amo. Bye. Okay, so it was just the missus. She wanted to see if I was home. I don't know. I wonder why. Alright, so where was I? Oh yeah, what is y? Please, y is 112. Okay, y is 112. Y, hello, 180 here. You already have 68, so you need this. Oh yeah, you're right. Alright, so as I said before, if you wanted to find the value of x, you could do two things. You could say 68 equals to 30 plus 4x minus 2, right? Because they're equal, they're vertical. Or you could just say 30 plus 4x minus 2. No, that's what I just said. Oh, you could say 4x minus 2 equals 38. Sorry. Why 38? Because that's what you're missing in order to get the 68 in here. Backs, you awesome. I know. Alright. Beautiful problem. Now, you're supposed to find all these angles. That's not a problem. Just keep in mind the following. This is 180. So this plus this is 180. So you can find the value of x. This plus this plus this plus this is also 180. But you're going to need the value of x in order to eliminate the letter and have a numerical value here. So you're going to have a number here, and then you're only going to have to deal with the y. See that? Now, don't take this as being 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, because it doesn't say anything about being 90 degrees. Remember what I told you before. It has to be given to you. If it's not given to you, it's not. All right then. So get to work. So remember, consecutive angles or in a line are supplementary. So you're going to have to add these three angles and equal them to 180. You need to show work. You don't show work, and this is one of the few problems that I'm going to check. Show work and you get credit. Scissors. Okay, now I am going to solve this equation in a very awkward way. I know that I gave you the rules, but here I have to skip some steps. So let me skip some steps. I'm gonna first add the like terms. Then I'm gonna deal with the fractions. Okay? Because if I deal with fractions, then everything is gonna become a huge number. Oh, you know what? No, they won't. You know what? They won't. They won't become a huge number. I'm just gonna do that. Okay, fine. I have fractions. So let me multiply everything by the common denominator. The low, everything, there's only one denominator, 9. Okay, so then what do I have here? 18x plus 9 plus 27x plus 90, okay, plus, you already know what's gonna happen here, 8x, okay, plus 90 equals, and then tell me what 180 times 9 is. Very good. 1620. Okay. Now continue to add the like term. So 18x plus 27 plus 8 and blah blah blah. You need to show all the work. I am going to check this problem. And anyway, for those of you who are just watching, you already have enough practice, so you should be able to get an answer. Okay, so here we go. Now here we have relevant vocabulary. This is basically what you need to know. Straight angles. If two rays with the same vertex are distinct and collinear, then the rays form what we call a straight angle. Of course, collinear means in the same line. So of course, if one ray goes this way and the other one goes this way, it forms a straight line. Then that's it. Vertical angles, we already know. Two angles are vertical or vertically opposite angles if their sides form two pairs of opposite rays. Okay, so if I have this angle right here, and then I have, okay, these are rays, and now let's make a ray opposite to this one, and let's make a ray opposite to this one. Vertical angles. Okay, good. Am I ever gonna finish this? Let me see. Oh yeah, one more page. Oh, beautiful day. One more page. Okay, so find the missing angles. So how am I gonna do this? I have no idea. So look at the problem and let's start working, okay? Working on it. So what do we have? X and Y. How am I gonna find X? Hello, 47 and X make 180, right? Okay. And now, look, 47, 90, and Y also make 180. So, or 47 plus Y is 90. How do I know this is 90 if it's not given to me? Hello, a straight line is 180. And they're already telling you that this is 90. So it's only common sense to conclude that this is also 90 degrees. Oh, gee. Okay, then. So, you gotta show all the work, okay? And you gotta write an explanation, like, for example, all right, so this angle 47 plus y equals 90, or 47 plus y plus 90 equals 180. Okay, and then you show also 47 plus x equals 180. So anyway, so x is 133, and you gotta show the work. Y is 43. Okay. Once again, they want you to find x. Look what you have here. Consecutive angles, 1, 2, 3. Figure out what the value of x is by setting up an equation, and then you write what the value of x here is. If you don't show work, it's going to be wrong. Okay, once again, what do we have? I'm supposed to find the value of x and y. Now, how in the world am I going to do that? I know that this and this and this is 180. But I have a y and I have an x, so I cannot work with that. Oh wait, look at the bottom one. This one and this one is also 180. And I can equal them to each other. I mean, equal them. Estúpido. I can add them up and equal them to 180. Okay, so then you know what? Add them up, set up the equation, add them up, equal them to 180. Find x. Okay, once you find x, substitute it over here, and you're gonna have a numerical value. And you know that this angle, okay, and this is what you're gonna know. This is how you're gonna find y. Look at this line right here. This line is composed of this angle, and this angle. So if you substitute the value of x that you find here and here, you're gonna have this whole angle. And then you add this and you're gonna have 180. Alright? Okay. First these two. See, I grouped them. So that's what I do. Now add the like terms. (45 minus 25), I hope is 20. Then 60. And x, my god, I cannot write anymore. Maybe I should, oh, I know I can move the camera a little down, like, yes. Bucks, you are nice. So 160 divided by 8 is 20. I just hope I'm right. Okay, so x is 20. Now substitute the value of x here, so you can find the measure of this angle, and then you tell me what y is. Alright? Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. And now, what is this quiz right here? Quiz 11. Should I do it? You know what? Just a little bit. I don't want to have to waste my time, but just a little bit. I'm gonna help you a little bit. So, what is the length of the line segment? That means length, distance. That means you have to use the distance formula, which is d equals to the square root of, okay, x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. It looks like the slope formula, but it's different. This is the Pythagorean theorem. C equals to the square root of a squared plus b squared. All right. So now what do I do? Easy. These are the points, right? So label them. X, Y, x, y. 1, 1, 2, 2. So now I know which one is the 1, which one is the 2. So let's start with the calculations. So x2 minus x1, so 7 minus negative 1 square plus, okay, and then y2 minus y1, 4 minus 9, and then square. Simplify that, you see, smaller, okay. 7 minus negative 1 is 8 square plus 4 minus 9 is negative 5 square is 25. Que bruto, I'm not squaring yet. Okay, so it's negative 5 and then square. Negative 5, remember? Okay, now I'm gonna simplify even more. 8 squared is 64 plus 5, negative 5 squared is 25, and D turns into, you already know what to do here, and compare it to your solutions. Alright, here in circle O, diameter has endpoints of negative 5, 4 and 3, negative 6. What is the length of the diameter? Okay, they want length, so you gotta use the distance formula. So x1, y1, x2, y2, and then you follow the same. So let's see, x2 minus x1, so that's 3 minus negative 5, and then we square it plus, okay, y2 negative 6 minus y1 4 square. 3 minus negative 5 is 8 square, okay, plus negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10 square. 8 squared is 64 plus negative 10 squared is 100. So this is the same thing as radical 164. So you could use your calculators to figure out which of this is the answer, or you could actually start by simplifying the radical. So how can I do that? Easy. Divide this number by perfect squares. So let's say, what are the factors of this 164, with one of them being the largest perfect square? Well, 4 times 41 is 164. The square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 41, there is no number that when you square it you get 41, so then it stays like this. Okay? Alright, so now you have this problem, so you do the same thing, and then you do this one, and please think hard. Alright, that's it. Alright, so that's the end of lesson 11. So I'll see you, bye bye.